And welcome back, everyone. Ellington here, and we are back on Total War Rome 2. And we have got ourselves a 4 versus 4. We haven't seen a 4v4 in a little while. I think a lot of people have come to the realization that the game as a whole tends to run a little bit better as a 3v3, especially when you have unreliable knowledge of people's computer capacities, you know what I mean? But anyways, like I said, this is a 4v4 on the settlement of Carthage. We haven't seen Carthage in a while, so it's nice to see it back. Now, this is a pretty beefy one. It's a pretty long battle here. Let's go ahead and get into some players and commanders for the attack, because we have Carthage being commanded by Quintus. We've got Arverni being commanded by Pick 3, if you will. We've got Egypt being commanded by Legolas. And finally, Seleucid on the battlefield being commanded by Stu. For the defenders, we have got Swaby being commanded by Cornelius Caesar is the name. We've got Boii being commanded by, let's see if I can pronounce this, Tartolaros. I probably butchered it, and I'm so sorry. We have got Pergamon being commanded by Surf. And finally, the mighty Titus is on the battlefield being commanded by the real German. I don't know what makes him real, but, you know, I guess he's real. Now, as you can see, a little bit cut off here. Mostly just kind of the taking down of the walls. Pretty standard attack here for Carthage, and that is basically attacking this central spot right here. Not central, I guess it wouldn't be central, but this spot right here is usually how you attack. Main reason why is everything else is really far away. The deployment zone is like that. So getting over here takes forever. You know, it takes a long time to march all the way over here. And this gives the best choices for the attackers when it comes to flanking, shots, and things like that. We talked about that in many videos where finding a spot like this is really good because it gives you the capability to get side shots on your enemy, aka the defenders. So you'd say they've kind of already busted apart most of this wall. Interestingly, nothing quite pushing over here yet. You can see the primary push has actually just been coming straight from these breaches right into the defenders. We've got Club Levy, and some Bloodsworn. Careful with those Bloodsworn. They are very, very squishy, and anybody who knows the game well is going to obliterate them when they see them. Bloodsworn, a very low armor, high octane unit, so they are used as something you want to, cycle a lot. But they're hard to use if your enemy has archer superiority, which in this case they do. The attackers have a lot of really good archers. And so you can see Egypt here just really taking advantage of that. 79 kills so far. We do have some artillery coming in. Now, is that defender artillery? No. Let's see. Must be the Arverni one. He's got 20 kills so far. It's another reason that this attack is a pretty standard attack, because artillery tends to find lots of squishy things in this area, especially up here on the hilltop. Now, the problem here for the defenders is that while Bloodsworns are very fast, they have really high charge bonus, honestly pretty good for their price, even though they have low armor. They are not the kind of unit that is good at holding a gap, okay? They are a unit that wants to move a lot. So having them try to hold back something like a Royal Thorax Sword is never going to go well for them. You know, what would do really well is if they were maybe cycling with these tribal warriors. That would be a really good spot. You have the tribal warriors there to kind of solidify the line, but then the Bloodsworn there to give you a really good impact. But you can see here, they're just kind of losing this area. I don't know if they're going to try and, you know, keep this or if they're just going to give up on it. It looks like they're coming in to reinforce it. You've got Bloodsworn, you've got Celtic Warriors, but the Bloodsworn are going to take on the Royal Thorax Sword. They got really lucky, the Royal Thorax Sword, with the dry fire on the Javies. That low armor, man, they would have ripped shreds through this Bloodsworn unit. Royal Thorax, they are they're up there on the, you know, with the other high tiers like your Silver Shield Swordsman and Royal Peltist, but I don't think they're as good as the other ones. I would rather have a Royal Peltist over a Royal Thorax Sword, personally. Royal Thorax has a little better defense, but the Royal Peltist really packs a punch. Now this hurts a lot. Look at that. Got the Bloodsworn holding this, and then the Agema Spear shooting right from the side. Once again, not a holding unit. So what they really need, they gotta have something here, you know what I mean? Once again, Tylus is probably their best bet, or maybe some sword followers from Boii, you know, to be here as the backbone, but they don't. Tylus actually pulling their tribal warriors out of combat, probably because of that right there. Getting shot in the back by the Cretan archers of Carthage. Carthage, by the way, trying to retake its city. It's not very happy that all these barbarians took their city from them. Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Celtic Warriors, look at that, 133 kills with a Chevron. 51 on the other, so maybe they might have chevroned their Celtic Warriors in the beginning. Now they're going to charge in against some, probably, what do you got, Libyan infantry and more Royal Thorax. Bloodsworn are fresh. They have only 39 kills. How are the archers for the attackers doing? 15, 6, 176. Where's their other archers? Boii kind of holding the right-hand side here. Got Celtic Warriors taking on Chosen Swordsmen, and then Celtic Warriors taking on Thorax Swordsmen. Thorax is going to be a bit better than the Celtics. But you can see a good flanking charge there by a depleted Celtic Warrior. Now, unfortunately, the other one broke. I can't talk, sorry. So the Chosen Sword actually going to hit him in the back here. Celtic Warriors, 199 kills. It's pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Got 111, 155. Man, they've been banking kills, man. It's probably cheap stuff, but still. I think that's a militia hop, or or what is it, a living hoplite, I think is what they are. They're like the cheap ones. Cretan Archer with 0 kills. 21 and 69. Giggity. Cretans with 188. They're just racking them up, man. I think they're shooting over here at the... Well, maybe they're shooting the tribals. I thought they were shooting back here. Yes, they are. See? Club levy. Bloodsworn, 62 kills, fighting against some Celtic Warriors, but now a Royal Thorax Sword coming in to reinforce that attack. Levy Freeman going to come save the day, especially a 45-man unit. Looks like we might have some gaps in the line, but we got a tribal warrior right behind it, so I doubt they'll charge into that. Sorry, just kind of looking around. A lot of Libyans in here. Libyans backed up by that slightly heavier hitter in the Royal Thorax. I like this combination. You have a really solid mid-tier backed up by a relatively affordable high tier. It's a good combo. Levy Freeman shattered. 21 kills, 0, 0. Does anybody remember the days of Total War that when a unit broke on the battlefield, they would run back to the cap point and, you know, go there, and then you could send them back, and then they'd break and come back. Those were the days. Medieval 2, Rome 2, or I mean Rome 1, excuse me. Rome 2, Rome 1, same thing, right? Yeah, I would have been, if it was me, these Bloodsworn would have been nowhere near the front lines anytime soon. I would have been putting in my Pergamon, Agema Spears, and Thorough Spears, my, you know, Sword Followers from Boei, Tribal Warriors, and then, like, kind of maybe scatter in the occasional Bloodsworn. But realistically, I think I would hold on to those Bloodsworn for a little bit later, maybe middle of the game, when a lot of the ammunition has probably been used. Just my suggestion. It would help you from getting shot so much. 131 kills all of a sudden on the Ballista. I told you, man, they've got lots of juicy targets up here. Did they only bring the one, Artie? I think they did. I don't see any others. Now it looks like the Tribal's getting shot. They've got 118 kills. Libyan's 104, Royal Thorax with 225. Bloodsworn 84. How's the other Royal Thorax? 190. Then you've got your Agema Spears over here. Thorax with 168. That's pretty good for a Thorax, but they haven't gotten a Chevron yet. So you can tell they've been killing kind of cheaper units. Galatian Swords with 60, and then you got some Thorax here. This is a fresh unit, 27 kills. That's probably mostly Javi kills, too, to be honest with you. Chosen Swords and the Archers just, you know, they're just dealing death, man. 61 kills, 63 kills, 201 kills, 206 kills. The Archers are having a just blast in this match. Anytime they see one of these rounded banners right here, that brown ones, they're just blasting them to oblivion. The Heavy Horse maybe thought he might have like an opportunity or something, but nothing there, or he was thinking about charging the Tribal Warriors, and that would have been a terrible idea. Tribal Warriors are extremely heavy infantry, and they have javelins, so I would not be charging head front those with realistically just about any cavalry. Not full flat, not if they're fresh, full, you know, unit. Heck no. So Libyan's going shield wall. Now the Sword Follower's going shield wall. I don't think I agree with it. You're kind of limiting yourself here on your combat effectiveness, especially with the Sword Followers. Sword Followers are a very, very good medium melee infantry, or heavy melee infantry. Very good mid tier is what I was going to say. And by putting them in shield wall, you're kind of, you know, hampering yourself. Chosen Sword coming in. Now you're double team between a Libyan and a Chosen Sword with another, or this is a Samnite even coming in. Samnites are darn good too. Royal Thorax just kind of, you know, last gasp here, which is good because you would hope that the defenders would go support that Sword Follower. Unless their plan is just to give the, you know, to stop defending this area, which is completely fair. They have put a lot of, you know, a lot of manpower into this already, and maybe they feel it's not worth the cost anymore. This is a fresh Bloodsworn that's come down. I'm assuming he must have come down the hilltop here. Now they've got their charge bonus. This is where you want to switch them out. You could use that, you know, depleted Galatian Sword to charge in. Allow the Bloodsworn to reset. So you pull them out, reset, and then you swap them again. So, you know what I mean? That's how you keep getting that 33 charge bonus over and over and over again. Especially if you can keep them from being shot. The downside for the defenders right now is they're kind of in a rough spot with archers. They realistically only have... How did they only bring... So, one Kimberly bow... did they only bring 1 or 2 Kimberly bowwomen? Because that'd be even harder. They only brought 2 Kimberly bows, so that's even worse. You know, the one faction they had, they could bring a 150 range archer. They only brought 2. So, Tylus doesn't get archers. Boei only gets standard archers, 125 range. You know, and they looks like they brought a mixture too. The slingers have 150 range, but slingers are a little more limited on the angles and positions that you can use them in. They seem to be finding a good spot right here, which is good. The problem being, though, that all of the attacking archers are hidden behind these houses, and they're just blasting everything on the other side. But the slingers can't do that. They can't counter that. So those archers are basically just getting free reign on the Bloodsworn and things like that. Did they pull? Looks like they pulled back the Bloodsworn from the right, and he took a lot of damage. Got some Medi and Cav here. I didn't realize they actually busted a wall down over here. Only one? Yep, only one. Last gasp with the Galatian swords. 89 kills, taking on some chosen swords with 80. Got the thorax 134. Look at this one, 229. Now, mano a mano, the sword follower should win this, but he is a little bit beat up and he's tired, taking on this thorax from Seleucid. Oops. Yeah! And they continue to hold, at least for now, on the right. You got some Sobek cultists. Don't see those very often. Kind of a fear unit. I think they've got a high charge. Or no, it's just really good melee defense and such. But they're a fear unit as well. Tribal warriors holding this position here. Have some picked Peltis from Pergamon with 108 kills. 106 kills, excuse me. But the tribal's kind of by himself. You know, they've got a unit holding here, unit holding here. But to be perfectly honest with you, I think it'd be better just one unit holding here. Lots of archer fire coming up onto the hilltop. Celtic bows getting beat up. 74 kills. Cretans 18 and 9. Samnite warriors 72 kills, and they were getting shot up by the Thracian Peltis, it looks like. Which they themselves have 64 kills. Thracian Peltist, Oathsworn. I wonder if they're bringing this Oathsworn in anytime soon. We do have a Scorpion here from Boei, but he needs to reattach to his Scorpion. It's got 39 kills. It looks like he got attacked from that breach. Lost quite a few men. 30 men lost from that 40-man unit. Kimberly bowwomen getting beat up. 183 kills, though. Pretty good with a chevron on it as well. Cav coming in. And they don't really have anything set up for it. Swordmaster needs to plug the gap. They do have stuff over here, so that's fine. Actually, this Cav might have got himself into a sticky situation. He's got sword followers here, Bloodsworn and sword followers here, sword masters here, excuse me. He's basically surrounded on all sides and nowhere to go. And now he's tied down. Not a very good charge. Javi toss into the backs. Oh, that hurt. 22 kills on that heavy horse. And he's basically gone. Now, he's got like half the unit sneaking around here. Looks like pulling through the unit to me. Javitas finish it off. Oh, come on, 19 men. Hey, man, they actually put a Swordmaster in at the bottom of the staircase. If it was me, let's see, how healthy is this Sword Follower? I think he's healthy enough you save him. I would leave the Pick Peltus here to hold the Thorax, and I'd bring the Sword Follower back. That's a valuable, good unit that right now is kind of holding something it doesn't really need to hold. Once again, I think that they'd probably be better off holding this here. Singular spot, one unit can hold it, 2 units could hold it better. Let's look here, we got a bunch of Libyans, Samnites. Yeah, combination of the two there. Ooh, we've got a Warcry, or I think it's... Is it I think it's Warcry, right? Intimidate. I like the Warrior General. I think it's a little interesting for Tylus. Tylus is not probably the first one I would have thought of for it. It's an ability or general that's very good to bring with like high fear effect armies. So Swaby is really good with it. Because Swaby has a lot of fear effect units. So Wolf Warriors are a fear effect unit. The Sobek Cultists are a fear effect unit. Gosh, I think my brain is blanking on the Swaby one. Oh man, I can't think of it. I'll think of it here in a little bit. But they've got multiple fear affecting units, and then you can throw on even things like fire arrows. So you throw on multiple of those stacking abilities, and it does quite a bit. So you see, like here, you've got these yellow triangles here, or diamonds. When they're yellow, that's a good time. Yellow or red, red's even better. But you use those abilities on units like these, and there's a good chance you get them to break, okay? When they're green, it's pretty unlikely they will. But you can see, you know, like I said, red's even better. A unit that's red and you use, like, Intimidate or the Chant ability or Fire Arrows, stuff like that, you are likely to break that unit immediately. And it allows units that are still, like, a little healthy and still getting a few kills, you can get them off the battlefield a little bit faster. Mercenary Thracian Peltus, 86 kills. Tribal Warriors with 73. Got just stacked up like crazy over here. Look at this. But this area over here is a little bit fishy. This area here I'm a lot less confident about. On the other side here, I think they're still doing relatively well. You got the Galatian Swords. Oh, this isn't good. Archers have targeted the Boii General. He's already taken 10 losses as well, and that's probably all of those archers. Let's look down in here. Got the Chosen Swords. Look at them with 221 kills. Watch them fight it out here. Just letting you guys get a good look. The Galatian Swords are eventually going to lose, though. 85 kills. About to get a Chevron. Got some Sword Masters backing them up. And then looks like they're bringing a Sword Follower over. to guard that gap. Once again, not a holding unit. This unit is going to disappear in an instant if they think that you can't rely on a Bloodsworn to hold a gap like this. Tylos seems to want to take the fight back to the attackers here. Got some Gallowthracian infantry. It's a unit you don't see a whole lot. You know, if you think about just how good tribal warriors are, it unfortunately makes a pretty good unit in the Gallowthracian kind of obsolete for this faction. Gallowthracian warriors on most factions would be really solid, but on Tylos, they're kind of a waste of money because you have a much better unit in tribal warriors. You know, imagine like a Gallowthracian warrior on something like Chimeria or Colchis or another one of the factions from that region. You know, Chimeria with the Gallowthracian warrior would be so good. You know, that's one of its biggest weaknesses, is it doesn't have a very good kind of mid-tier-ish infantry, and Gallowthracian warriors are they're really more of like an upper low-tier unit, but there's factions like Chimeria that could really use a unit like that because they don't have one. So you see he uses Intimidate, and then he used the other ability, which I think is Warcry. One of these takes away the ability use. So on Libyan infantry, this is kind of useless. By using the ability on this unit, you did nothing. What it takes away is their ability to use abilities. So you use them on things like the general. You use Intimidate on the general, and it can't use, maybe it's, I think one of its units or one of its abilities it can't use. So it could be Second Wind or Battle Rhythm, or it might be its Use the Whip. I can't remember. But that's a really good way to use it. Or does it make you can't use all of them? I can't remember. It's been a little while. It's been a while. But the other thing you could use it on would be like, Royal Thorax Sword, that's not the general, where it takes away the Use the Whip ability. You know what I mean? That's where you use those. So it's really, pretty solid because, you could send an Oathsworn versus their Royal Thorax, and while you use Headhunt, he can't respond by using Use the Whip. Swordmaster's here, 44 kills, taking on, looks like a Thorax. There's also a pretty good stack here of Chosen Swords. You can see it looks like the Chosen Swords are trying to push this while the Thorax are trying to push this. The defenders are getting some good jabbies into the flanks. Got a Pick Peltis, which is a very good Peltis unit. They have 10 ammo, and they have 65 armor. Usually, you don't get both. Majority of the better armored units have less ammunition when it comes to the Javelin units. So think like a Heavy Numidian Skirmisher. I believe they also have 65 armor, but they only get 7 Javies. Same thing with I believe the Pontic Peltist is the same way. But the Pick Pelters are special because they get the 65 armor and they get the 10 ammo, which means they can throw for days. And then they're pretty solid in melee combat, backing up other units. Once again, probably not a unit that you're using to take the forefront of the fight, but pretty solid. Seleucid with regular archers. Don't tell me they brought all... Okay, Syrians, Persian light... Oh, man. The way I build my armies is I pick my general, I pick my range units, I pick my main line, and then I go from there. So what that's, let's say Seleucid, that means I'm probably going to go maybe, let's say, an Agema cavalry if I'm attacking. Agema cav. And then 4 Syrian archers. Then 7 Thorax swords. And maybe 1 or 2 Royal Peltis. I'm pretty sure that's what my large funds army is. And you can tweak that from there, right? But you know, it helps to get your kind of really important things settled first. Archers are probably the biggest thing. You know, your general, you can tweak, you know, say you're trying to save a couple bucks, you might tweak that a little bit and get a slightly cheaper general, you know what I mean? Now they're pushing back down the hill here. Swordmasters really pushing into Seleucid. Got Thorough Spears, 27 kills, 83 on a Thorax. Swordmaster now up to 247 kills with 2 chevrons. He's working his way through town, man. Now we have a backup Thorax coming in. Oh, no, he's not. Maybe he is. I don't know. He charged, then he stopped, then he charged, then he stopped, and now he's going. I don't know. He's going in. Syrians now set up. What are you shooting? Shooting over here at the picked peltist. You know, as a defender, I'm probably not worried about that. You know, if you want to use that ammo on my picked peltist at this point in the game, I'm probably okay with it. At this point, they're probably out of ammo. They have a chevron each with, you know, over 150 kills. You know, they're probably out of ammo. So they could easily just go into combat or just waste your ammo on them. More and more Royal Thorax swords here from Egypt. They've kind of slowed down the center. They are not going into the center really anymore. Oathsworn moving up from Arverni. His artillery finished with 131 kills. It's pretty good. They did have a little bit of fight out here. Looks like Levy Freeman versus something from Tylus. Maybe the Gallothratians. But Tylus is just holding this side like a rock, man. Got the Oathsworn in here now. Got kind of 1.5 units of, well, it's kind of more just 1 unit of tribal. Yeah, they're both about 80 kills. General's bodyguard from Carthage. Oathsworn, 23 kills. You got another Oathsworn from Boii backing him up. Up on the hilltop, still taking their time. 132 kills with 2 chevrons. The Game of Spears, 112 kills. Now, looks like they do have another picked peltist with some ammo in it. Still got the Celtic Slingers, 40 kills. Now, over here, it's getting a little bit thin. 298 with 2 chevrons. But, you know, he's only got 30 or 55 men left. They've got a 51-man Galatian sword. They got to think about putting something else over on the right here. But to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know that they've really got a whole lot to adjust. They might have to consider either putting the... I would say... I think either of these generals would probably be fine to put over here. You do have the Gallic Hunters, so maybe waiting a little bit is fine. Hoping that they kind of exhaust some more ammunition before you think about putting a general in. Chosen Sword up and a pretty weak sword follower up there trying to stop him. Tylus on the left. Looks like he's kind of hitting the brakes a little bit. Now, over here, well, they can't. Never mind. I usually suggest to kind of defend in front of the capture circle, but they can't really because of this, you know, it's already broken. So we got the headhunt from the Oathsworn. They probably wanted to, I don't know. Never mind. I was going to say something, but I don't think it's accurate. So, Thorough Spears, realistically, just going to get kind of chopped up by this Oathsworn. They're not a great unit for just holding spots. More archer fire. 113 kills now on the Cretans. Syrians with 94. What's shooting the Chosens? That's Pick Peltist. 197 kills. So this bad boy still had ammo. Cheeky, cheeky. Gallic Hunters still shooting. They're shooting up on the wall. They want to get rid of this sword follower. Because honestly, if they do, they're in the back lines. Let's see, Bowie bringing his Oathsworn. Well, he stopped. And Swaby's got his Swordmaster General here. So maybe what they're just going to do is just this. You know what I mean? Although I don't know that I would do that because that would give them the gate. And the gate would then start shooting your men. You would, if you're going to do it, you probably want to fall back out of the range. The problem with that over here is the range is like right there. It's kind of outside of the choke point here. And same, well, hold on. I thought, where is this? I don't know. Because from this, it looks like the range would be something like that. It's hard to tell sometimes. Now you got Royal Thorax Sword coming over here. How did they butcher through that Thorax? They had a pretty fresh Thorax there. 373 kills on the Swordmaster. Galatian Sword's 109 now. Still not approaching on the hilltop. But they are attacking on the left. Got the Bowie Oathsworn. I think this is the best place to hold. You hold in front of the door. Although the door doesn't matter, so it doesn't really matter. If they really wanted to, they could have held here. Which I think might be what they're thinking about. Oh, they gotta be, because you got a gap. Well, these corners are kind of dumb. Majority of the time, these do not fully break, so they don't really have to worry about it. You see how it's at 77%, and these guys just walked away. It's because they can't use it. If they had an artillery piece still within range or something, they could finish it. It's a weird glitch, and it's really stupid. So instead, they're going to come over here, and they're going to bust one down here. Which, kind of overextends the defenders. You can see they're pulling units back now because of that. The Swaby General and the Boyai General looks like they chased off the Arverni Gen, which is an Oathsworn. This Chosen Sword up top is pretty beat up now, which sucks because, after finishing that sword follower, I think they really wanted to get down here and expose the back end of this, but it's not going to work now. The Swordmaster's just going to go up there and finish them off, basically. But they're probably going to end up having to commit the Oathsworn from Bowie. It looks like they did come up the stairs, but then they promptly went back down them. Got some archers in here now from the attackers. And now the Oathsworn from Bowie High is like, no, 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 no. No, no. This poor Gallic Hunter just getting walloped. 217 kills, though. 112. 43. Got some cav moving around. Egypt sending Royal Thorax swords around the back end. Oh, and there's not much they can do about it because the Oathsworn General from Arverni up on the wall, so Swaby's probably going to have to deal with that. He's getting off the wall, though.
Kill. Take their heads.
This is a tough decision. They're probably making the right call, though, here. You know, the Swordmaster is better than the Royal Thorax Sword, but they're still a little strung out here. Oh my god, look at him. Look at him go. Oh man. They're just racking him up here. Oathsworn General, 44 kills. Oh, this isn't good. The Oathsworn's out of position, so they have easy access, just walk past and surround the Swordmasters. Yeah, Bowiai's gotta cut this off. Well, and they can't. The Oathsworn is gonna break. The Swaby Jin's in a rough spot. Because he can't turn his back to the Royal Thorax Sword. Well, now that the Royal Thorax Sword disengaged, he can. The Royal Thorax Sword is coming over here to chase off the archers. Which is annoying, but it's probably the lesser of two evils here. So now Swaby's Swordmasters can fight the direction they need to fight. The Oathsworn for Bowiai survived. The Oathsworn on the other side for Bowiai actually pushing back to the tower here, taking on some Silver Shield swords, some Thorax swords. $224 kills on the Oathsworn. The Thorax, then you've got the Silver Shield. Now, Silver Shield just recently got into combat, so he's still pretty healthy, 11 kills, you know what I mean? He's still doing okay. Now, it looks like the Pergamon Agema Spear General is going to come over and assist with that. They got to be careful that I'm honestly a little surprised the attackers aren't just looping in these archers. There's nothing here. These archers could literally just walk in there and cap the point. You do have the Oathsworn Gen. It looks like, did he go chase down something maybe? What was he doing? He's exhausted, so I don't really know. But I also don't see any dead bodies. My only assumption was that he was chasing something. And I don't know. But he's coming back towards the cap point, or to the gate here. You know, you can see the Gallic Hunter capturing the gate. He's shaken. He may break before he's able to take it. Agema Spear just holding the gap. 251. Silver Shield now up to 27. Swordmasters defeated the Royal Thorax Swords, and now they're turning into getting the back of the Royal Thorax Sword General from Egypt. It's a big deal. Taking the General down would be a big deal. Just kind of watching here. Taking a look-see-poo. Now, what is this here? Oh, that's the Agema Spear. The Egyptian general gone. The Arverni general up on the wall, he's actually getting shot up by the Bowiei archers here. 96 kills, 64, 65. You can see that they're kind of actually collapsing in on the attackers in multiple points. This is a big push here. The Arverni general still 106 men. This is a little worrying. You can see the Tylus general coming over to assist, but he's been exhausted and he's kind of just walking so that he can hopefully regain a little bit of his energy. He has time to work with because they do have the Agema Spear general, you know, still holding. The Oathsworn general for Bowiei about to break. And once the Oathsworn general breaks, Bowiei is probably going to break for the most part. You know, they really rely on that general, and he may not have much left anyways. Or wait, no, this is the Bowiei general over here. That's just an Oathsworn. So the Bowiei gen's, yeah, he's dead. Okay. Sorry. And they seem to be doing okay still. The Arverni general tried coming off the wall, and the Agema Spear was like, no, no, no. Now, this could be bad, though. You got the Carthaginian general. He's a cav coming around the back. He might just sweep up all of these Celtic bows. Or slingers. Are they slingers? Probably both. Oathsworn, 100 kills, 121 on the Agemas. All of this is probably going to die to these 3 units here. You got a Swordmaster down here. 361 kills. Swaby's Swordmasters are just wrecking people's days here. Now the Oathsworn just taking a breather. He's run a long way. He's got to catch his breath, you know what I mean? Looks like Swaby's gen was able to cut off the gap here before the Carthaginian cavalry could go. Carthaginian cav could probably come over here and be a nuisance. I'm not sure that they could stop it from coming over here. Cretan archers, 173 kills, and they're basically just being thrown in. Here, you hold this, and we go somewhere else, okay? Yes? Okay, good. Very good. Poor Silver Shield Sword just getting overwhelmed. I mean, you know, he's just surrounded. The Agema Spears on either side. You got Pick Peltis in the mix, too. $158 kills on the Agemas. 2 chevrons. It's pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. Pretty good. Carthaginian Cav, not a very good charge at the Swordmaster. Swordmaster's 383 kills with 3 chevrons. The General's Bodyguard, like I said, not a very good charge here. The Agema Spears walking over. No Javies, so I think they're out. But the General's Bodyguard, it's just, he's probably not going to last very long. 1, army losses is probably going to hit pretty quick. And 2, he's charging spear units. I wish the spear unit had stopped and, you know, reformed, but now this, the Oathsworn might actually be able to pull off this over here. Because the Swordmaster General is about to break. It's only 27 men. This is a very close fight, to be honest with you. Balance power is pretty heavy in the defender's favor. But the attackers are not going to make this easy. I have a feeling they're going to have to chase down some of these units here. And the unfortunate thing is they really don't have any cavalry to try and do it. The Game of Spears 232. You can see he's going to try and go catch him right now. If this gets by, you throw one of the Galax in to pin him down. He's just turning around. He's just going back. Interesting. I think if I was the defenders, I probably would have walked back to the point by now. Instead of chasing them down, you know, they have to get to the point and win. So why not just go there and make them come to you? But the fight continues. The giant ballista charging in. The Osborne's probably going to get a decent chunk of kills before it is, you know, before it dies here. It's only got 56 men in him, but the Game of Spears, especially out of ammo, are, you know, probably not going to be able to stand up to the Osborne super well. He's backing off. You can see the Carthaginian general is going to come to the point. You know what they say, you know, straight to the point, right? You could maybe call him straight to the point. Dad joke of the day. And here he is. He might have enough time to dismount on the point and cap it. I'm be honest with you, he might have enough time to do it before they can come and stop him. There's nobody nearby. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. But he's got to get off his horses to do it. And he may not know that. I'm wondering. I don't think he knows it because he's not getting off his horse. Because if he got off his horse, he would be able to fully capture this point. But what's going to happen right now is that once it neutralizes, it's just going to stay neutralized. It won't go any further down. Or the flag won't come up in their flag. Yeah, he's walking away. Well, maybe not. He stopped. And he's still sitting here. Now the flag's going up. Why is the flag going up? Did they put another unit on the point? Is there a unit we can't see here? Is it a Gallic Hunter or something? All the defenders have to do is they just have to get within this ring, and the attackers can't stop them. They just need to get within that ring and keep it neutralized. But I want to know how they captured that without the cavalry dismounting. They have to have a Gallic Hunter or something on the point, too. Yep, right here. I think there's something walking. Did you see the little... Yep. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I wouldn't even... You have to get to the point. I wouldn't go chasing somebody. Yeah, good turn, but keep moving. Okay, finish off the Gallic Hunter. Now that you've got two units here, you can kind of use one to zone out the general from Carthage, and then this guy can just go and cap it. Or you send the Pick Peltus to cap it. Something. I was about to say, I was like, guys, move. Do not just sit here and let your point fall while you stand there when you could have recapped it. I think we're about to see army losses, though. So they're re-neutralizing. That's good. Carthaginian general is just hanging on the edge. You need Warcry on him. If you Warcry him, he's probably gone. But I think they used Intimidate. Yeah, but you need to use Warcry. Warcry, he probably breaks and is gone for good. But I really don't see the attackers can't win this at this point. Not with 2 Agema Spears and an Oathsworn. Although it looks like, did one of the Agema Spears seriously break? Oh no, they're both here. I was like, what? No way. I think that is basically it. It looks like the time is probably coming down to this Oathsworn marching along. So let's see if we can speed her up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because I think at this point, we all know the outcome of this battle is the defenders win. Ha, joke's on you. They're not even going to make it. He's going to break before they even get in combat. It was a good fight, you know? I think the attackers had a pretty solid attack going there for a minute, but a good fight all in all. For the attackers, or this is defenders, excuse me, right? Yeah, defenders, we've got the real gem and his tightless 1,832 kills. You know, Stribals honestly did pretty solid across the board. They probably could have done a little better, but it was good. Tartoloros as Boei with 2,099 kills. Sword Followers honestly didn't do as great as we usually see from them. The Celtic Warriors all did actually pretty good. And then the Oathsworn 179, 299. Cornelius Caesar with 2,265 kills as Swaby. Swordmasters carrying the day, guys. Carrying the day. The Bloodsworn never got a chance to really do anything, but look at the Swordmasters. All their kills came from these guys. Surf as Pergamon, 2,288 kills. I think that is leading the game. Just lots of... Look at this. 278 with 3 chevrons. 156. Look at the... Got 378 on a pick peltist. For the attackers, we have Quintus, 2,245 kills. All the kills in this game were very, very even, by the way. That is usually a pretty good mark of a very good game. Libyan infantry all did pretty solid. The Samnites pretty solid. Pick as Arverni, 2,269 kills. 324 with 3 chevrons on the general. His infantry did okay. They did okay. I definitely think they could have done better. But 229 on No Sworn is pretty good. Legless as Egypt, 2,051. Look at all the Royal Thorax here. And just about every one of them did pretty darn good. I'm not a huge fan of the Zobek Cultists. I don't really think they're that worth it. Archers, great job. Stu, 000 as Saluka, 2,118 kills. Really just kind of carrying the middle of this game with his mid-tiers. 228, 245, 106. Pretty good across the board. But that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys next time.